Welcome to the Comptroller of Maryland's Alcohol eFile training for breweries. Alcohol eFile is an easy and secure way to electronically file and store your alcoholic beverage tax returns. The application can be found at www.marylandtaxes.gov. Navigating to the application is easy. Simply select the link for business tax on the Comptroller's homepage. Expand the File tab and scroll down to Alcohol eFile. From the application homepage, you can access several options from filing a new return, working on a return in progress, and reviewing a prior electronically submitted return. You will also find additional links for making a payment and getting answers to questions related to alcoholic beverage tax. Select File or Return to get started. Enter your previously created login username and password. If you have not yet registered, please select the Register link in the left-hand column. Select the license type that you are prepared to file. Remember, each license type has unique filing requirements. You will file separate returns for each license you have been granted. The application will present the appropriate tax form or forms for the license type you select. Brewery tax returns are filed quarterly and due on the 10th of the month following the reporting period. Carefully select the period you are filing, as this cannot be edited once the return is in progress. Enter the license demographic information for this license. Once entered, the system displays a preview list of forms available to report the business activity. The return is now in progress. Click Begin to continue. Here is a view of Form 030, the schedule template used to report many business activities. Each schedule must be reported separately, providing specific transaction details. Eliminate the paperwork by using eFile. The list of applicable schedules is displayed on the Secondary Forms page in eFile. Each schedule has a link for you to create and store a list of your business partners associated with the specific activity. You can add, modify, or delete entities from the lists at any time. eFile maintains your lists of consignees and consignors specific to each schedule for use with subsequent returns. For producers with non-standard package sizes, there is a link to create and save custom packages to fit your business needs. Select only the schedules required for your business activity. Use Schedule A for reporting beer received from a contract agreement with another authorized producer. The Schedule D is for reporting beer transferred to a Maryland licensed wholesaler. This includes transfers to your own W7 limited beer wholesaler license. Use Schedule E for shipments out of state. The Schedule F activity reports dispositions transferred based on a contract agreement to another authorized producer. Select Add/Modify for the schedule you need to report your activity. Begin by selecting a consignee from the pre-populated list and click Add to enter the transaction details. This invoice template is used throughout the application to capture the transaction details for reporting. The invoice number is to uniquely identify the transaction in your records. Any combination of numeric, alpha, or special characters are accepted. The invoice date cannot be a future date. Enter the quantities for each package size listed on your invoice. The application displays the conversion factor used to convert the packages to gallons. Click Add Invoice to save the transaction to the schedule. Continue adding invoices for this consignee as needed. Click Finished adding invoices to complete transactions for this consignee. You have returned to the schedule page and can select a different consignee. Repeat steps to enter transactions for each consignee. The invoice number is to uniquely identify the transaction in your records. Any combination of numeric, alpha, or special characters is accepted. Enter the date of the transaction. Enter the quantities for each package size listed on your invoice. The application displays the conversion factor used to convert the packages to gallons. Click Add Invoice to save the transaction to the schedule. Each entered transaction is reflected under Current Invoices. Click Finished adding invoices to save transactions to the schedule. The system displays the current schedule with total gallons by consignee. Click Finished adding schedule when all transactions of this activity have been entered. This returns you to the main schedule page to select the next schedule. Select Add/Modify for the schedule you need to report your activity. Select from the consignee list for the chosen schedule. Click Add Schedule to enter transaction details. Use the invoice template to enter the details of the transaction for reporting. Remember, the invoice number is to uniquely identify the transaction in your records. The invoice date cannot be a future date. Enter the quantities for each package size listed on your invoice. The application displays the conversion factor used to convert the packages to gallons. Click Add Invoice to save the transaction to the schedule. Continue adding invoices for this consignee as needed. Click Finished adding invoices to return to the schedule and select a different consignee. Repeat invoice steps for each consignee. The Finished Adding Schedule button will return you to the main schedule page. Use the View All 030 Schedules button to review your completed schedule totals. If a discrepancy is noted, an easy click will allow you to modify the schedule and the system will recalculate the totals. Click Next to continue. The 037-2 form is a recap of sales by county. You may recognize this form if you also have a W7 license, as it is a required report for beer wholesalers. Breweries use Form 037-2 only if there are taproom sales and/or sales of off-site packaged goods. Select the county where your licensed brewery is located. Enter the total gallons sold from the taproom during the reporting period. Include sales for on-site consumption and packaged sales for off-site consumption. Click Next to continue. The primary Form 376 has various line items that are used to calculate the total gallons of alcoholic beverage product activity for the license during this reporting period. The totals from the schedules you have entered are reflected on the appropriate lines in the primary form page. On this page, provide information related to physical inventory counts and transfers within the business processes. These entries account for product movement that is not detailed on the acquisitions and disposition schedules. Complete each line as it relates to your activity and click Next. The system will combine all the reported information and display a completed 376 form for your review. You can see each line item and the schedule totals have been added to each area. Below the primary for display, there is a convenient list of all the schedules for your review. If there are any discrepancies, simply select the link for previous. Always use the application navigation buttons to move to previous pages or to advance forward. Navigate to the schedules and make any necessary correction to the reported information. Return to review by clicking Next to advance the application. Any modifications will be reflected in the primary form review. Once you are satisfied with the accuracy of the return details, provide your signature and title, then click Submit. You will receive a confirmation screen with a confirmation number for your records. Your tax return has been filed. Navigate to the B-Services homepage to locate the link to make your alcoholic beverage tax payment. Simply follow the instructions in the application. This easy and secure method will ensure timely credit to your license account. Thank you for watching the Alcohol eFile Brewery tutorial.